Hello, welcome to the TV room. David Bradley here. All right, so I'm looking at a Vic-20 here, and it doesn't matter. You can't really see the screen because it's not staying on very long. This is one that had and has, according to the notes, and I've just verified, works, but explosion on a mega race is bad. Vic chip okay for video, faulty for audio. That is true. Canada cost reduced. All but 2 ROM chips and sockets. Keyboard needs to be cleaned. That's not all that needs to be cleaned. I mean, look at the top of this. This has got to come apart. So, here's what we're going to do. Now, if you've been following along, I've been doing a lot of pet things. I've been doing a lot of pet things. And that's all dandy. Beautiful. Dandy. Beautiful. But you know what? Just at this moment, I've got to take a little break. So we're going to turn on this 64. And we're going to poke 53280, and we're going to poke 53281, 0, and then print out Vic-20 keyboard cleaning video. That might fit just nicely. Let's see. I think maybe we can add one space on the front of that. 20, go to 10, run. Now, that, here we are in programming mode. That does not need to go that way. Next time, we'll put another line for I equals, 5. For I equals 1 to 25. 30. Go to 30. And then it should fill up the screen and just sit there. Isn't it lovely? All right. All right. Yeah. So now, assuming we can set the 64 up here, we'll get this Vic-20 back. Now, cleaning the top, that's going to be a whole other thing. And then, it's a funny thing, a Vic-20 with a somewhat faulty Vic chip. But it works. But the sound is squirrely. That kind of sucks. Alright, there's a screw. That is a screw. Now, we'll take this off. Oh, yeah. And get the keyboard apart. Now, as you can see here is a Vic-20. It is. That's a Vic-20. Lovely. It is the cost-reduced model. And yes, and all all the main chips are socketed except for 2 of the ROM chips. Yep. Alright, I can set that back down here. Now, for those who are aware, if you've been watching, I've been doing some keyboard things. Some have been successful. Some, well, you know. You know. So, do I need to take this out of the case? I don't know. I don't think so. But we'll see. So I'm going to snag. Is this screwdriver going to work well? Yes, yes it does. Alright. So. Oh, looky. Here is a little wee case that I can put screws in. Boink. Boink, 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 boink. I can. Do. By the way, I'm still hunting. I think I had a special bag or a special box or a special something that I took to the world of Commodore with a lot of my diagnostic stuff. I have no clue where it is. I have no clue. All right. Now, there's some tape here on the board, and that's always a pain, but it's to protect the connections, the wires. So I get it, but it's a pain. But it's okay, because what I do is go round and round and round. Round and round and round. And I get all the other screws. I think these screws are a little different than the pet screws in that I'm not sure. They might be a little longer. And I think they do. Oh, come on. I think they do have a Phillips head on them. I'm using a tiny little Phillips screwdriver for this. Alright. So that is the last of the screws that are not messed with by the tape. You know what? I'm just going to try to pierce the tape and get the screw out. And then the tape is pretty much okay, covering up and holding onto the wire. And life is good. It's a good if I can just get screws out from behind the plastic. And I think I've done it. Okay, so if I lift this up, okay, it will come off. But here we are, back in shift lock territory. Now, the last shift lock key I did, I had some trouble. I think I got overheated. So, I'm going to, with great care, plug in the iron. And this little dude, this little case, there, it's got all the screws. All the screws. I don't know how many there are, but they're there. So I'll move that over here out of the way. There's other things. Move out the way. Oh, what's that wire? Oh, okay. Keep everything away. This. Oh yeah. These are other pet screw keyboard things. I'm gonna put them in this bag. They were from the one that I was trying to fix that had the rusty ones, which is a tremendous pain. Tremendous. And it caused me tremendous pain. So, look, it's lubricant. You never know when you need a little oil. So, while that is getting there, I really, as you can see, the table has got a little out of control. It has. But, you know, things happen. They do. They do. Anyway, I have more swabs. And I have alcohol. 99%. Not rubbing alcohol. Now, this shift lock is a little different. It doesn't just hold on by sort of goodwill and the grace of God. It actually has holes. You have to pull it out. So I have little pliers ready because if you do it with your fingers, the heat has a way of radiating. So if you do it with your fingers, undoubtedly, probably, your fingers will feel heat. And that's not good. Not good. So I gotta wait for this to heat up. Maybe I should have done it ahead of time. And then the other thing I need to do, you know what, maybe while we're waiting, I will take this, all these screws out to hold the keyboard in place, because this case is filthy and needs to be, as some people would say, washed. I would not say that. It needs washing. It needs a treatment with a magic eraser, I suspect, too. And who knows, maybe it needs to sit out in the sun for a bit. But we don't have tons of great sun yet. Alright, so let's take out the screws. Now the one thing that's frustrating about this all, and I know it's tough, but the way they put the LED in here, and I think they actually heat it up and make it difficult. Because I really don't want to put the LED into water to clean this, but I might. Alright, I'm going to set that down, and I would think that by now the iron is ready. So I'm going to take these little pliers. I'm also going to take these off because they make it a little bit harder to see. And then with great care, I'm going to grab the wire. I'm going to touch this on here quickly while pulling out very quickly. There. Shaboom. It is done. And then I will unplug. There we go. Now, off. Oh, yeah. I can see. Oh, I can see the filth in here. I can. There's filth. Alright, I don't know if I have handy, right handy, another do rag to wipe this down with. I don't know. But it sure could use it. Sure could. Now these These things in here are different than the pet ones. Each one has two things on it. Two little pads that hit down on two little things on the board. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I think what I'm going to do is stop for the moment, and I will go and look for a do-rag of some description, and carry on. There is some dust. With the cleaning of the inside of this Vic-20 keyboard. That is what we shall do. So, thanks for coming. Stay tuned. Remember, the worst part of this, the part that I fear the most, is to do with the soldering iron. Especially after my recent foray into shift lock keys on the pet. That's just... My dad had a great expression. That frosts my ass. It does. It irks me. Anyway. The iron is cooling. The keyboard is open. It will be time. Time to do the alcohol and clean. Like, let's see if we can get this up here. But there is basically, I don't know how well you can see it, but there is residue. Some kind of residue all over this board. Kind of a white, filmy something. Why? I don't know. I don't know how it got in there, but it certainly did. Yeah. And I could do it with Q-tips, but this will work better. So, that is what I shall do. Anyway, thanks for coming. We'll see you again when we finish this up. We shall. And then I guess we need to clean the top, make it pretty, and decide. Let's have a look here. Yeah, it's a little yellowed too. But once I get the sludge and the slime off, it should be pretty good. And the other thing that's handy, this kind of a brush. There's all this stuff down in the grooves, and that will come out better with water, etc. Anyway, all right. See you next episode. Bye for now.